Good evening, everybody. My name is Tom Box. I am joined here by I've got Cameron Cora, Matt Asadar, and Psych Troglodyte. We bring you the first episode of The Pulse, and basically what we're bringing to you guys is a kind of a midweek show. We're going to be recapping the previous week's games as well as previewing the upcoming games. We'll talk about different things that happened, and then we'll talk about the matchups that we've got coming up and just offer some insight. Like I said, this is our first show, so it may be a little rough. We're going to fine tune it as we go. So welcome everybody. Appreciate you guys joining me. How you guys doing?
Good. Happy to be
I'm
here.
good, thank you.
Doing good.
Cool. Appreciate you joining, and a little shout out to Psych here for streaming this and bringing this live to us.
Thank you, Psych.
Yeah, not a problem.
Live from the freaking caves of Africa, sounding like he's down in a well.
A little echo there. He's in the men's room right now.
Yeah.
Not the store, but no. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of hand off the horns here over to Matt and let him kind of go ahead and get us started here.
Well, we've seen a lot transpire since the inception of the league. We've seen a preseason tournament. We've gone through the entirety of the preseason, so we're gonna just kind of talk a little bit about that. Kind of review. We majority of the teams, I think maybe 2 or 3, didn't take part in the preseason tournament, and I felt that it was a very fitting start for this league, and we saw some very, very competitive games all the way down to the championship. So any thoughts really about any particular game, any particular matchup? Of course, we know the Dolphins were able to come away as the champions of the preseason tournament, but in the last 3 games, the 2 semifinal games and the final game, were very, very nip and tuck all the way down to the end, between the Titans and the Panthers, and between the Dolphins and the Bills. So you guys just kind of talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, Cam. I'm gonna throw it over to you.
Well, I don't even remember the final scores, to be honest. But I don't think I watched the whole Panthers Titans game, but I do remember it being. I think I only saw like the last 3 quarters, but it was crazy close, and like ours was too. Our game against the Bills and Dolphins, came down to the last second, really, and to some kneel downs, which you don't see very often. Like that just reflects how competitive and close that game was. But like if that's any kind of showing of what we're gonna get in the regular season, it's gonna be a really, really good regular season, for sure.
Absolutely, I'm looking forward to it. With the as Matt said, the tournament opening was kind of a good kind of just way to get the ball rolling for the UFL. It was a great start. There weren't many issues outside. Everything was kind of just clicking and rolling in place. Everybody jumped into what they were doing. The refs were out doing a good job. Commentators were showing up and doing a good job. So it was a great introduction. And then I'm going to agree with Cam as well on this one. That the last couple games were extremely close, especially the game between the Bills and the Dolphins. It was a nail biter. It was one of the closest games that I've played in. I think I think Matt and probably Cam would agree with me. It was one of those really just. It was a good game. It was a well fought, well played battle there. Psych, what do you think?
Yeah, I remember the game that we had in the semis just because it was against the Titans, and then we played them in the preseason too. And I just know that both of them weren't decided until the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter. I believe in both contests, and then we played you guys, and y'all made it look like it wasn't going to be much of a contest in the first half. And then we came out and really stepped it up in the second half and tied it. And then I think y'all scored one more time to win by 7. So it's kind of a heartbreaker. And it was over my shoulder, too, which I still haven't forgotten about, by the way, Cam. Butthole. You could have thrown the freaking ball a little bit lower, and I might could have done it. But yeah, no, it's fine, man. It's one of those plays that you live for, and you just kind of hope that you come out on the opposite end of the result that I got. But, I mean, it's fuel, you go through something like that, and and you have two choices. You can let that be the play that everybody remembers, or you can go out and be determined to make better plays in the future. So hopefully the season will prove that the second part of that's true. But yeah, we some great games in the tournament, even in the preseason. Not just the ones that we were involved in, but yeah, all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, those last two, the semifinals, those two games weren't. It's not like they were the only close games. There was a lot of really good games throughout the whole tournament. But obviously, those ones with a bigger spotlight because of it being the semifinals. But there were a lot of really close games.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely, great tournament to every team that that did participate in the tournament. Everybody came out. Everybody came out to play. And I don't know if you guys will agree with this, but I really think that this season we've got coming up has been one of the most anticipated seasons of any football in Second Life, because there was a lot of hype coming into it, and a lot of players ready to play football. So I mean, in my opinion, it's one of the most anticipated ones we've had. Getting ready, getting geared up to all the teams practicing and scrimming. I mean, we've been waiting for a while, and it's finally upon us.
Yeah, the league's definitely done a good job of wetting your whistle just enough. But now everyone, we're here on the eve of the first game, which will be the Panthers versus the Packers tomorrow night. And this is when it all starts counting. This is when, results matter. All the time that's been put in, all the preseason tournament, the preseason, the strides that we've seen teams make. And we've seen a lot of new teams, a lot of new faces, and a lot of new players. And, as we go through, we're gonna look at the matchups that we have for the first week. We're gonna talk about those games. We're also gonna give you the Pulses game of the week, the game that we're most looking forward to, or we think is gonna be the most enticing matchup, and that'll be the game that we will cover last. So if you want to know the game of the week, you have to hang around to the end of the show. So we do that so that people don't leave. But no, it's gonna be it's exciting. Looking forward to it. Like Tom said, it's anticipated. I mean, it's the road to the playoffs, the drive for the championship, all begins here on this field tomorrow night when the Packers take on the Panthers. So I'm looking forward to it. I hate that we don't start until week 2. We have to wait an extra week before we finally
Yeah.
get this baby cranked up and rolling. But definitely,
I don't mind it so much because I don't mind it so much because I get a chance to make sure everything is squared away media-wise before I have to jump out and jump into it. But didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, Matt.
Oh,
Sorry.
no, you're fine. And a couple things we'll touch on before, kind of give a recap of things before going into the first week. Unlike previous leagues where we've had conferences and divisions within them, here in the UFL we just have 2 conferences. We have the AFC and the NFC. The AFC, you have the Dolphins, Packers, Falcons, Bulldogs, Cowboys, Patriots, and the Eagles. And in the NFC, you have the Panthers, Yellow Jackets, Bills, Titans, Warriors, Cobras, and Mustangs. And one thing that we know and was voted on by the owners is that the top 4 teams from each of these conferences are going to be in the playoffs. So that means a little over half of the teams in the league will be making it to the playoffs, which means that the regular season matters, and that every game that teams step out on this field is to make a statement and is vying for one of those coveted spots to make a run at a championship. So I get excited thinking about it. I'm ready to go. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night, just to be able to get here and actually watch a game that actually counts towards. Everyone can start keeping their stats, and you start paying more attention to what you've been doing. But we'll for the first week, Friday we're going to kick off Packers against the Panthers, and that'll of course be the kickoff for UFL Season 1. Then Saturday, February 21st, we'll have Yellow Jackets versus the Titans. Sunday, we'll have Cowboys versus the Bills, and Monday, Patriots versus the Cobras.
It looks like we've got some good games ahead of us. I too am extremely excited. I cannot wait to get started. I think we're going to see this competitiveness in each player amp up a little bit, because once you start seeing those statistics on the website, that's when it starts getting real. So we've had plenty of time to get ready. You know, we've had time to practice, to get our things down and things like that. And tomorrow it starts. Everything matters, and that's huge. So looking forward to it. So Matt, why don't we go ahead and segue over into let's talk about a little preseason, what we saw during the preseason and whatnot.
I mean, man, I think we've seen a lot of new faces, seen a lot of new players. We've met a lot of new players, as well as a lot of good young talent that's come into the league. And by young, I don't necessarily mean age. I just mean as far as experience goes, because I'm an old man in this game, guys. But I'm younger than everybody here, but Cam. So I've been
Thanks,
playing.
man. I appreciate
I've been
that.
playing since we were just freaking dirt ball. But I'm excited. I'm from a lot of the newer teams. I think we've seen the Yellow Jackets has been a team that I think we've seen steadily improve. They've made some great acquisitions throughout the preseason, continually adding more strength and depth to their roster, and I think you're seeing that
The Falcons.
in the results. And the Falcons, gave us a really good game
Absolutely.
in the preseason. Baldez got his troops doing what he needs them to do. But
I see what you did there.
you like that, didn't you?
Shout out
I
to
like
the
that.
fans,
That's good.
yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. But no, it's yeah. And then you got the new teams. You got the Cobras who are just now coming in, and they're kind of getting their feet wet on throughout the preseason, and we saw some improvements for them. But it's definitely going to be interesting moving forward. And with these new teams, seeing the rivalries, because there are rivalries from people who have been playing this game for such a long period of time. And I think through scrims and through preseason games that we're going to start seeing some of those more rivalries develop, and that's good for the game. It's good to have teams that are ultra competitive against each other, not all lovey-dovey out there out on the field. So those are the
Absolutely.
games that I like.
When that whistle blows, it's friendships are they're on the sidelines,
That's
and
right.
it's eat or be eaten right there on the field. And you're talking about the Yellow Jackets. One of my favorite games during preseason was watching the Yellow Jackets and the Warriors during week 2. That was one of the most well fought back and forth games. Like sometimes you have a game that you come in and you can kind of tell that it's going to be a one-sided game. On this game, you didn't know. It was back and forth. The Yellow Jackets, each drive we saw them coming out. This was the first game in the preseason. We saw them coming out doing switching out quarterbacks each time, so we didn't know if that was going to hurt. I think I commentated that game with you, Matt. Did we not?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So I mean that them swapping that out, and it worked for them. And they came out, and they took the win over the Warriors 35-21. But the score is not a real good, clear indication of just how close that game was. I mean, there's a little bit of a point spread, but still, that game was extremely close and extremely fun to call and extremely fun to watch. You mentioned the Falcons. The Falcons came out to play, and I think shocked a lot of people. Baldev's got his guys going, and they came out to play, and they showed them that they are a contender in this league. So that watching them play as well, was really enjoyable to watch. Yeah, Cam, thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, talking about the Falcons, like they have some people over there that can really catch, and as long as Baldev can just get the ball in the general area, they're gonna come down with it. And they are, like you said, like they're kind of flying under the radar a little bit. I don't think teams really kind of look at them how they're supposed to be looked at. They don't look at them as a team that's going to go out there and have like this really good vertical passing attack, and then they just kind of they show up quick with it. Like they'll get a couple passes off and get some big catches on you, like chunk yardage really quick. So they're definitely a threat to a lot of teams, and like you said, they're going to be contending for sure. I think that's a team that could sneak into the playoffs. I think that's genuinely possible for them, and I think they can. Speaking of which, you said there's 4, right? 4 from each conference.
Yeah.
To make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think they can. I think they can sneak in there and be kind of a surprise team to everyone.
Absolutely. What about you, Syke? What do you think about any comments or thoughts about preseason from your cave in Afghanistan?
Is it still doing that? I've tried moving my microphone around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, you sound like the microphone's like 20 feet
Yeah,
away.
you sound like you're stuck in the sink right now, the drain.
My bad. Hang on, let me get up there. I would reset like something, but then it would throw us all offline. So I guess we're just stuck with psyching a well. No.
It's all good.
Um,
It's show number 1. We'll work
Right.
out
Yeah.
the kinks.
Yeah, we'll get all that fixed. No, I'll just say this: our side of our division over here is going to be a nightmare as this season goes through. I'm looking forward to it from the competition aspect, but I mean from the having to navigate it, being a realist. I don't know how any
User joined your channel.
of the teams over there can sit there and look at that schedule and feel good about going forward through it. Because you talk about 4 from each conference. Okay, so let me throw out some perennial contenders here, and then ask you a question. Okay, Bills, who are new to the scene, but I mean they've obviously made some splashes. So you've got Bills, Warriors, Titans, Panthers, and Yellow Jackets. Now, why don't y'all do me a favor real quick and pick the one of those teams that's probably not going to make the playoffs? And that's not even covering the other teams that are in the division. I'm just saying, like, if you looked at it right now with your favorites, those are probably the top 5 that you're going to pick. Go ahead and tell me which one of those are you just going to say right now, yeah, y'all probably are going to make the playoffs. I can't pick one,
Well, that side of the league is definitely it's gonna be fun to watch and see how the games transpire. And one thing that I will say is that it seems it's getting to the playoffs is going to be a challenge, this season for for a lot of teams for every team, just because of the sheer number, that's going to be going into it. But that's tough because that you're looking at, I mean, 5 teams, and you'd say the Bills are new, but we all have seen what they can do. We all know that they're a very good team. So I mean, that's 5 playoff teams that have been in the playoffs or should be in the playoffs, and one of them's going to be sitting at home. So I'm going to be watching your side of the league.
It goes back to what you said, early in the show. Every game is going to matter, and then you look and okay, so you've got that. But then if you look at our non-conference, we drew you guys as one of our non-conference games. I mean, that's like, can it get any more difficult of a schedule for us? So yeah, and I'm not sure who the other one is offhand. I haven't, we just got the schedules out last week, so I haven't got it memorized yet. But I mean, it's a doozy. It's going to be a lot of fun from a competitor to go through. But I mean, as far as like sitting down trying to pencil it out and navigate your way to the playoffs, I mean, a really good team, at least one. I'm not trying to disrespect the other teams in the division. At least one really good team is going to be on the outside looking in.
Exactly. That's what makes the game so intriguing.
It's going to be fun.
It will be.
It's going to be a great season. I think it's going to be.
Somebody better be studying the tiebreakers.
Right.
I mean, you better know, because that last week, the last quarter may decide, 1 or 2 teams going or staying on.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting season.
And if you're the league, that's what you want. You want that suspense to be all the way to the final week of the season. And I think that's going to be great. We know that this season, as far as lengthwise, is going to be shorter than a lot that we've played, because we're going to do a lot of double headers. And of course, on double header days, it's going to be Saturdays and Sundays. The games are going to be played at 4 and 7, and then 6 o'clock on any game day that just has one single game. So we're going to be fitting a lot of football into a couple of months, which is fine with me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for that one. Yeah,
get this thing rolling.
Yep.
All right. So any more comments and thoughts about preseason? And Matt, I don't know if did you cover each team that's in the conference? Just like a quick rundown of the conferences.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. All right. I'm having a blonde moment apparently. So yeah, I mean, just we've got some awesome football coming up. We've got like Matt said, we've got some jam-packed months of games, and I don't think any of them are to be. I don't think any team is to be not taken lightly, or or taken lightly. There we go. I don't think we should take lightly on any of these teams, because all of these teams have shown up and have played some football. Like, we've seen some really good games. Each team has been practicing and scrimming every single day during the week. Pickup games are happening every day, multiple times. So I mean, I really think that we're going to see a lot out of this season.
Yeah, I agree with that. You're going to be hard pressed to find a single week that there aren't, I mean, I'll probably get invited to a couple of pickups before this show's over. That's just the way it goes. So everybody's geared up and ready, and I think that there's a lot of people, on every team that's just, they've got this weekend circled because this is the week that it counts.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And as the season progresses too, we're going to talk about teams that are games of the week and stuff that are going to be, if you just look at face value down the line, you're kind of go with name recognition on the teams matched up against each other. But as the season progresses, the playoff picture kind of starts to unfold itself. You really will start seeing, and we'll really be naming those real games of the week that not only will be against maybe the two best teams that week, but what game's going to have the biggest impact for teams moving forward. Because, like Syke said, at the end of the season, it could come down to that final play on you getting in or you staying out. And man, it's the heartbreak of sports, and it's all part of it. And I'm looking forward to it. I've been ready for the start of the regular season since we kicked off the preseason tournament, so I've been waiting for a long time for this one.
I think you can. I think that could probably speak for just about every player
Exactly.
in this league. I've been ready since before the tournament started. So yeah, Cam, any more comments before we segue over into the preview for this coming up this weekend of games?
Well, I mean, you guys are talking about when you were ready. Matt, you just got ready when the tournament started. I've been ready.
I've been ready. I've been ready since I was 2 years old, dude.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I was just trying to be,
dang, you were late, dude.
But I was trying to put it into a UFL perspective, I guess.
I've been ready for a while.
I've been ready since the last one ended.
Yeah.
There you go. Much better, thank you.
Yeah.
Make you feel better.
Make you feel better,
because the last one kind of ended abruptly, for all of us. So I think that's one big thing that's been hyping the UFL. It's like, we're ready to play, and
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
And one thing, and I know I'm talking a lot, but the last thing I'll say about that is that the owners of the teams in this league, and this is from going to the owners' meetings, have done a tremendous job working together. Now, we don't always agree, and there can be heated debates in there, but I've been to a lot of owners' meetings involved in other leagues, and the meeting may last a while, but there are things that are getting done. I mean, we're getting things accomplished. We're covering our agenda, and it's really been a good time. And I'm looking forward, to what's going to be in the future for us and all the teams working together, because this is a community ran league. We're not. It's not one person, or two or three people, a hierarchy over the rest of the league. We're all working together to make this happen. And that's what I believe is going to hold this and make this league different than any of the other ones. Because honestly, the success or failure of this league is not on one person's shoulders, it's on ours. And we have to shoulder that responsibility and work together. Now, we may be enemies on the field, but when it comes down to making the decisions and working together, the team owners have done an excellent job to this point of getting together, hashing out the tough decisions, and really setting this league up for long-term success. And I'm really excited to be a part of that. I'm excited to be a rep for our team in those meetings, and to see rivals on the field able to come into a room and say, hey, we'll do whatever we do on the football field, but we're here so that we can play football. And that's the main key. And that's what's really drove this league. And that's what's really going to thrive this season. Even the setup of the stadium, it's just like a bar area. It's a community, a hangout, the way that it always should be. And I'm really proud of where we are. And I'm very excited about tomorrow night.
Absolutely. Pretty much everybody that has a hand in this, and this is including every single player in this league, whether you're a player, a cheerleader, an owner, has all stepped up to make this league what it is, and we've got this leadership that has hopped in and just taken forward and kept this going. We've got these individual divisions. I'm going to put Veronica on the spot here. She has taken the marketing team and just launched it. We have numerous sponsors coming in, to this league, and daily. Like I'm pretty sure we just got a gold sponsor today. So I mean, they're making the commentators' job a little more fun because we've got to squeeze everything in. But
I know, right?
It's like we've got this very large machine.
User left your channel.
And everybody has a wheel in this machine, and since the starting of it, those wheels have been turning. Sometimes they turn a little slower, sometimes they turn a little faster, but the thing is, we wouldn't be here today if all the wheels weren't turning. So everybody that has been a part of this, you guys all deserve a pat on the back, for doing what you're doing. The ladies and the gentlemen that come in here and set the access list for the sim before the games. I had no clue that there was this much involved because, in the previous seasons, all I did was I refereed and I commentated once with Psych, and then we broke the league, him and I think. And it's, all these wheels have to turn. And in order for us to be where we're at today, all those wheels have turned. So hats off, and, just a thank you, from me to everybody that has kept this league going, including the players, because I mean, we might have the best administration in Second Life, but without players, we don't have football. So everybody that has been doing this, thank you from the bottom of my heart, because I really, really have fallen in love with football here on Second Life. So yeah, that's my little spiel, topping on Matt's theirs. Anybody, Cam, Psych?
This is the last mushy segment. We're going right into football, so get it
we'll
out,
get back
guys.
to football in a second, guys.
I was just gonna say what Matt said at the beginning of when you started talking was that you guys don't always agree, but to me anyway, like my personal opinion, I think that's kind of the joy of this league as opposed to previous leagues, is that it's gonna be more so majority rules and what's best for most rather than what's best for whoever was deciding it in the first place. You know what I mean? I don't want to say it's not like a monarchy. I don't think that's the right word for it, but that's like an idea, like an idealization of the whole premise of previous leagues. And in this league is kind of, if you don't agree, it sparks debate, and then the majority decides. And I think that's a joyous thing for this league. I think it's going to be good for the longevity of it. And you're going to have, you're not going to make everyone happy, but the way that this is set up, in my opinion, if I had to predict the future, I would say that it does look like it's set up for the long haul, not just 1 or 2 seasons. So I think that's a good thing. Not everybody's going to agree. It's just not human nature. So the way that it's set up, it kind of it fights against that. I think it's set up perfectly.
I agree. And one last little comment before we go into the preview of this coming up here. As we were talking about about these wheels and this big machine that we have called the UFL. If you guys want to volunteer, because a lot of these positions that we have do rely on player base, on volunteers stepping up, to referee and to commentate. I'm just going to throw 2 names out there. 2 positions that are always needed for games, and it's always nice to have, are commentators and referees. So guys, if you're one of the ones that are watching the games and you don't agree with the ref, and you call the ref blind, etc., hop in their shoes, come ref a game. And I encourage everybody to referee 1 or 2 games, to step up and help out these, because the less that we have to worry about right there 5-10 minutes before the game, the easier these things are going to go. So if you guys do have a desire and have a want to referee a game, get in contact with Rasden. If you'll check on the Facebook page, I'll put the contact information here after the end of this show. for that. So Razdan is the main contact for the referees, and then for commentators, if you guys want to commentate and call one of these games, get in touch with me, Tom Box. I'll put my name in for everything in there on the Facebook page as well. Step in and come commentate. We have a blast. Referees have a blast. Commentating, we always have a good time doing that. So those two positions are usually always needed, and we always welcome more people to be able to step up to do that. So, and that's all I got right there. Matt, I think we can go ahead and segue into almost the last section of this.
We didn't give Psych a second to be mushy.
Oh, my bad.
So, Psych,
My
do you
bad,
have
Psych.
anything you want to add on to this big old banana split we've been just making right over here?
Let me just say this: my heart longs to see a season 3, and I'll just leave it there. So while y'all were over there talking about the longevity of the league, I was like, it's 3, man. I want to see season 3.
I'm just happy we're getting to 1.
Right?
I'm just happy we're getting to 1. And speaking of getting to 1, we will use that, and we'll segue on over tomorrow night, Friday, February the 20th at 6 p.m. SLT Mr. Psych Troglodyte here. We'll be on the field. The Packers taking on the Panthers in the official kickoff start, whatever you want to use, fancy words for it, of the UFL. The date will finally be on us. We are ready for it. So, thoughts, predictions, what do you expect to see from this game, and kind of what do you expect to see from these teams, not only in week 1, but maybe moving forward? I'm gonna start with you, Tom.
Oh, yeah. Throw me.
I'm interested in hearing what Psych's prediction is first. I mean, this guy.
Yeah,
Let's,
on
the
let's
field. I mean, I
no, we're
kinda
gonna
wanna
say
know,
Psych
Psych.
on it.
What's your prediction?
Go last.
For which game?
That's
The inaugural one. Yeah, sure. Let me go ahead and fire the Packers up real quick and get them all coming out there with play. No, I'm expecting to see a good game. We've scrimmed them a couple of times, and they are not afraid to chuck that ball all over the field. So I think we're going to have to come in focused and definitely pay some attention to details and just hope that that we can come out on top. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to be diplomatic. I don't want them coming out fired up, so I'm going to just say that I'm looking for a good game.
Any bold predictions, Psych? Numbers wise?
Oh God.
I tried to get you out of it. It's like they're not gonna let.
Not right. Let's see. Big numbers. I think that Ray will throw the fewest interceptions of the season tomorrow night. So there you go.
Well, there's the prediction.
Did I mention that Ray's not going to be there? So, got y'all. Nah, you're not going to pin
He was
me
meaning
down.
score, Psych. I don't know if you understood
I
the
was
question.
meaning any bold prediction.
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
you
for
said
for
numbers
instance, like a
wise.
bold prediction could be Psych has an
All right.
opportunity at 4 interceptions, he drops all of them.
Okay,
That
all
would be that would be a bold
That wouldn't
prediction.
be a bold prediction, though.
Right.
He's gonna drop off.
Now, Psych, don't drop anything now that
Look.
we've said this, because
Look, I'm just telling you right now, I will end the season with more catches on defense than I do on offense. I'm just telling
That's
you.
a bold prediction.
All right, so
Alright,
there we
go.
go.
Bold prediction.
There you
number
go.
one. There it
So
is.
there we go.
Psych will
All
receive
right,
more
Psych, bold
on the
prediction. He will
defense.
end up with more interceptions than receptions.
Absolutely.
Very good, Psych.
There we go.
Thank you.
Thank.
Hey,
On to you, Tom.
I try to make your job easy, Cam.
Oh man, statistically looking, looking at I'm just kind of looking at game 12 at their last game. They ran into a little bit of problems on the offense side with blocking the defensive rushing. Ray got sacked 9 times, whereas the Panthers defense looks like they came down with 3 sacks there. So I think that's one thing that we're gonna have. We're gonna have to see if that offense has stepped it up to get those blocks down and to handle that, because we all know that, and I'm not gonna boost the offensive line, but it's one of the most important positions. And I think if they can come out, if the Panthers can come out on game 1 and get these blocks down, I think whomever's quarterbacking, I think that that they'll have a lot better chance at putting more numbers on the board like that. But I think the game's going to come down to your line. That's really my prediction. I'm gonna put the prediction. This is my personal opinion, and throughout this entire show, everybody, these are all personal opinions. This is not opinions of the UFL. So please don't run back and say, well, these guys said this and stuff like that. This is just our
But we
personal
did say
opinions.
it. I mean, they can
Well,
say
yeah.
they can
say
do
it.
that.
Well,
They
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
be
yeah,
lying.
These
yeah.
guys said that. What are you
Well,
Tom,
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
we
we
did.
did.
You're right.
Recorded.
We did say that.
You're right,
I did
you're right.
say Syke will drop 4 interceptions. I did.
Wow, you did. You did.
But it's just I think we're gonna see the Panthers come up on top. That's just that's my prediction.
Okay.
Cam, your turn since you threw me on the spot.
On the spot.
On the spot. Words
I
are
too
hard.
am now on the spot, and I will use that to make my predictions here. No, but I think from the Packers side, they can run. Jared Massing, he can make plays. He's not afraid to throw it, like Syke said. He'll toss it up and trust his receivers. And he's going to try to run it. He'll get some running yards. But on the other side, I think the Panthers are they're just the team in this game, and I think they'll win. And I'm not sure who's quarterbacking, whether that be Frew or whoever decides to quarterback in that game, because Ray will be gone. But
Did you come out of the well? You all of a sudden sound better.
he's out of the well now. No, you're good.
It worked. You are no longer in the cave of Afghanistan.
You had your freaking head in the toilet. We know.
He had his computer in the microwave the whole time.
There you go. Your microphone was on your
We don't
webcam.
need to know about what you
There
do
you
in your
go.
personal time. We're moving
There you
webcam.
go,
That's
Syke.
enough. Moving on. Back to the game, Cam.
The mushy stuff
I
is
think
gone.
I think the Panthers will win, and I think the game will be grounded a lot. I don't know if Frew's going to quarterback or whatever. If Frew's playing, then obviously the Panthers are just going to air it. But if he's not able to be there, then it's going to be a lot of running from both sides, and I think it'll be the Panthers. What say you, Matt?
I say the same things that you and Tom say. I think it's going to be decided up front with a lot of running. And I do think that the Panthers will come out on top in this game. And this is not a conference game, so this is an out of conference. This is the other out of conference game, the one you couldn't put your finger on. The Packers are in the other side of the other side of the conferences.
Oh, you spilled the
New
you spilled the
prediction:
beans on
Syke
the on the
Troglodyte will
spot.
throw more interceptions than he catches total passes in this league. Yeah. Yeah. You're welcome. Game 1. Yeah. First of many. That's funny. But that's all right. But anyways,
I hit the wrong key.
I don't know if they got picked up.
Oh God.
Got Tom freaking
Maturity
sneeze.
levels at their finest, friends.
I'm sorry. You can't laugh at a fart. You can't laugh at life. Yeah. All right, moving on to the next game we're going to cover. It's going to be a Sunday night game, February 26th. It's going to be the Cowboys against the Bills. So, whoever wants to start off on this one, just pick it up and
start
run.
off this one because I threw Syke under the bus last time, so
Yeah.
I'll start this one. I think well, first of all, my prediction for the game is the Bills, but I think the Cowboys, they're I don't really know who their one quarterback is. I think they're still going to keep splitting quarterbacks over there. Like they had a Q quarterbacking last time I saw them, and Durgan Hartunian. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your last name there, but Durgan is one of those guys that's still under the radar too. I think a lot of people don't know who he is, but he can really make a lot of throws, and he's very good at running. He's pretty smart with the football, and he'll get some decent rushing yards. I think a bold prediction for that game. I think Durgan will get around like 70 yards and a touchdown rushing. I think he's good at running. He's very good at finding lanes and being really smart with running the football. But he'll make some passes too. And he's pretty accurate. He's not a guy that not a lot of people know about. He doesn't go to a lot of pickups or anything. But I think that's a name people will learn as the season progresses. And they have some receivers over there that can get to the ball. And I think the Cowboys they're obviously not going to lay down. Like I think general consensus would probably be the Bills after their showing in the preseason, and we all know what they can do. They're very good. But the Cowboys aren't going to just lay down to that. There's no reason for them to, and they won't. And Durgan's really gonna, I think, if he quarterbacks the whole game, he'll get some good rushing yards, and he's exciting to watch. I'm excited to watch him all season long. I'll be watching the Cowboys quite a bit. And then from the Bills side, they obviously have really good receivers. Crevin's a really good quarterback, really good offensive line, just all around a well-rounded team. Very similar to the Dolphins and Panthers and Titans and that list. But the Bills, they have a really well-rounded offense. Crevin will run when he needs to, but he's always looking to throw too, and he can make the throws, and their receivers can definitely get to those throws. I think we'll see a lot more passing from the Bills than running, but ultimately, I see them winning. What say you, Tom?
I'm gonna have to echo. I haven't seen a lot of the Cowboys, not as much as you have, but I've seen a lot of the Bills, and I think the Bills are gonna take it. Crevin is a phenomenal quarterback. He's got a great line as well, as you said. But the ability to get the ball in the air and his receiver's ability to just come down with the ball, it's right on. So I think we're gonna see quite a few passes. We're gonna see some deep passes. They kind of play like us. There's not a whole lot of. I'm not in their mumble or TeamSpeak or whatever they use, but I don't think they do a whole lot of specific planning. So I think, we're just gonna see some good toss-ups from Craven. I look forward to seeing that, and looking at the past games where they've played, where we've played them. It's been a good back and forth. So I think I'm predicting that the Bills are going to come out. I don't see too terribly many interceptions thrown by Craven. We'll see how that goes. But my prediction is the Bills are going to come out on top of that one. Go for it, Psych. Number 2
Here
from
we go.
Psych.
For the week or for the season?
I hate you, Sight.
Hey, Psych, not to interrupt you real quick, man, but I'm being told that you cannot be heard on the stream.
You cannot be heard.
Thanks, Cameron. You can call me out on that one. No, you've been heard.
You were heard before. I almost
Yeah.
put Tom there. And...
You've been hearded upon.
You were hearded
twice.
earlier.
Oh.
Probably when you switched mics.
Probably when
Yeah,
your
you might need to go in your
microphone-
TeamSpeak. Probably, well, no, because we can hear you in
Your
TeamSpeak.
OBS.
Yeah, check your OBS and all that crap. I don't know all that. Your
Your
streaming
streaming software.
You might need to switch your microphone over.
Yeah, when you switch mics. It was on your laptop mic because you had your laptop mic on as default. So when you had your stream on, it went to your laptop mic.
He meant your webcam mic. Your webcam mic.
Yeah, whatever. Sorry. Yeah, that's what I mean. Same thing.
As I said in the beginning, guys, this is show number 1. This is a kind of a last minute show, so call this our preseason of the Pulse.
Yeah.
If you go to settings at the top and then you go to audio, the audio tab, and it says microphone audio device, change that to the right one and hit apply. And they should be able to hear you at that point.
And we'll take just a second here to let him get his stuff squared away. I'm listening on the of all the words in the English language, you chose monkey.
Choose monkey.
Yeah, it's
Well,
still not picking you up now.
yeah,
I'm not sure.
it didn't pick you up yet.
I'm not sure why. One thing you can do, Psych, to fix that, it's going to be annoying for you, but it'll fix it if you right-click on your speaker button on the bottom right and you hit Recording Devices, and then you right-click on your headset and go to Properties, go to the Listen tab, and check on Listen to this device and hit Apply, and we should be able to hear you at that point. Recording Devices, and then right-click on the mic you're using, and go to the Listen tab and check on Listen to this device and hit Apply. You're going to be able to hear yourself talking, but it should go to the stream as well.
Oh, that's okay. All right.
This segment
so, yeah.
brought to you by Geek Squad. If you ever have a
Right.
problem with hearing yourself on your stream, here's all your answers.
Contact Cameron Cora in
Yeah,
World
he
for
knows
technical
everything.
support.
So there we go. Yeah. And you're right. It is annoying. I feel bad for
Yeah,
y'all
you're
having to
good.
listen to this.
You're very good. You're good now. Everybody
Okay.
can hear you.
But now say what you were saying.
Yeah, go ahead with your predictions. Like,
Oh,
your
I gotta
boldness.
make that again.
Your
You got to
boldness,
do it
yeah.
all again with
Great.
your bold prediction
Okay.
and all.
My bold prediction is this. Hang on. I'm gonna take my headphones off so I don't have to hear this. All right.
All right,
This
so
is
we're
much better.
reporting it
Ooh,
is
no, it
full,
ain't.
So.
All right, we'll just deal with it. Okay, so my bold prediction is that this is going to be the widest margin to score of the entire weekend. I just think that the Bills are too ready, and I think the Cowboys are still building. So, to make a long story short, this one's going to be a blowout.
Okay, and what
And
do you
that-
got?
Alrighty.
Matt?
And Syke has lost all friends he ever had on the Cowboys, if he had any.
Right? No, I mean,
We're
it's a
gonna- we're gonna see on the
predictions
stream-
show.
we're gonna see on the
That's
stream
my
in a second.
prediction.
Dude, you just
Has
lost
unfriended
everybody.
you. Has unfriended you. Has unfriended you.
I
Right?
hope you didn't have any unsolved debts over there. Like,
Yeah.
anybody owed you money or anything? You're never going to see it now.
Well,
No,
we
it's
do
just
play
that-
them. We play them in a
No.
few weeks.
Well, you better.
You're never going to get that money. Go
yeah,
ahead.
they're gonna be throwing at you.
I hope he does. I mean, wait. You know what? You're probably right.
Oh
You're probably
Lord!
right.
Just called him out, dude. Freaking
No!
great.
Look, if you're in the
He just
secondary,
dared whoever's the quarterback to throw at Syke whenever they play. And
if
however
you're
many
in the
weeks
secondary, you want the ball thrown at you.
Yeah.
Come
All
on.
right,
That
so
is-
we're
that-
gonna
that's the truth. But anyways,
we're gonna have a fourth spot open up for next show.
Right.
exactly. Yeah, he's gonna be killed. No, but no, I think the Cowboys. I've seen them a few times, seen a couple of their games, set in on a few of their scrims as well, and they're one of those teams that's growing. Kind of to what Syke was saying. The Bills are kind of a finished product. Well, getting close to a finished product, whereas the Cowboys are still being molded into what they're going to be. They still need to find out really who their quarterback is. I think they will find some success running the ball. I've seen Durgan run quite a few times, and he's pretty nifty in very little space. He can make people miss, and he finds those hidden yards on plays, and he is really smart with the ball. I do think that the Bills come away with the win, and I do think that they come away with the win easily, but I don't think that we come away from the game thinking poorly of the Cowboys and their performance, because I believe that, as Cam said, they're not a team that's going to lay over just because they're playing the Bills, and they kind of drew a rough stick having to play the Bills in their first regular season game, because the Bills are definitely one of the top teams when you look completely around the league. But I think it'll be a good barometer. And hey, the only way to get better is to play those teams, and I think the Cowboys will learn a lot about themselves and how they're going to handle successes and failures on the big stage. And I think the Bills will too, because they've played in preseason tournaments and preseason games, but these games count. So, when you're on the big stage and the things actually matter, tension's a little different, nerves may be a little different as well, and it's going to be interesting to see how both teams handle that because, we know the Bills, as far as talent-wise, are phenomenal. Phenomenal. I can't talk from top to bottom, but, they still have to, go through this experience as a unit as well. So I'm looking forward to the game. Just, looking forward to every game. But I do think that the Bills come away with the win and pretty easily. Anything else?
Alrighty.
On to the next game will be the Monday night game. Patriots versus the Cobras.
Are there no Saturday or Sunday games?
That was the Sunday game, Cam. Remember,
There's
we're saving
Sunday... Is there a Saturday game?
Yes, there is. We were saving that one for last. Thanks for ruining the
What
surprise.
about the Sunday game?
That was the Sunday game.
Is it a doubleheader Sunday?
No, this is a This is a Monday game. This is the Monday night game. The one I'm about
What
to
about
talk about.
Sunday?
That was the Cowboys game we just talked about. That's a Sunday.
Okay, I thought that was Friday. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm losing my mind. Go ahead.
Freaking jerk. Okay. Anyways, so anyways,
Sorry,
Monday night game and game of the week has just been, of course, whatever. But the Monday night game, Patriots versus the Cobras. Thoughts? Whoever wants to start.
Go ahead, Matt. You haven't started
Okay.
one yet.
Okay. I think the Patriots win this game. They've had this roughly the same group of people. Raston continues to, I believe, have the largest roster in the history of SL Sports. This is a guy, he's always asking for more players
And arms.
to be added to and body.
And body.
And, and reffing game experience. He's the whole package. But I think the Patriots come away with the win here. Cobras probably are the newest team. A lot of new players, not many veterans there. And for them, I believe this season really just going to be trial by fire. They have to get out there. They have to learn, how to play, and maybe in certain cases seek out advice from the more experienced teams because they don't really have that experience on there. They have some talented players though. I know Trey Steele, he stuck out to us throughout the preseason. He was pretty much their number one receiver. He's the guy who would go and get the ball for them in tough situations and can make some big time catches for them. But I think that the Patriots come away with that win, and I think they come away with that win pretty easily as well. Tom? Or not? Cam?
Well said, Tom. Go ahead, Syke.
I'm gonna. You know what? Hey, everybody hates Psych this weekend. I'm going to say that this is going to be the second biggest score margin of the weekend. And
prediction number 3.
Right.
Like
I am.
Troglodyte.
I think that somewhere.
Who?
Go ahead, Syke. Go ahead.
Psych T. There you go.
Okay. Hard word.
No, like you were saying with the roster, somewhere on that sim, Rasden's got a dragon, and he feeds players to it every couple of weeks, and that's why he's like constantly sacrificing new players into the fold. But no, he's a good guy.
Every time.
Yeah, good owner.
He eats them.
Right. I guarantee you this. For me sitting here joking around with him or whatever, Rasden's probably logged more referee hours than any other player in SFL or UFL history. Yeah. Any league you put all of them together, Rasden's got the most ref hours, and my hat's off to that because there's a lot of us whose games would not have gone off without Rasden out there reffing. So much love to him and his organization, everything that they do. But I do think that they're going to beat the Cobras, and I think it'll be pretty handily.
Handily? Is that a new word?
Handily? You've never heard that?
This is just a dictionary.
I don't think we hear those words here in the South.
Oh,
dude,
Christ.
I'm in Alabama.
Meanwhile, do you hear Syke's accent?
Roll Tide.
We don't count Alabama.
Where's he from? I
We
don't think
don't
that's a
count-
New York accent.
we don't count Alabama.
All right,
Boston.
moving on with that. Tom,
Cam.
go ahead. We'll hear some wise words out of you now.
Oh God. I'm gonna have to echo what you guys are saying. I really think the Patriots are gonna nail this one down. The Cobras is a new team. They've got a lot of new talent there, and I still think they're working things out and getting their jive and getting their things going. Patriots have been around for a little while, so I think the Patriots are gonna hand over hand take them in the win. So
Hand over hand, guys.
God.
All right, Cam.
I got the wise words I was looking for. Thank you very much, Tom.
Are they gonna
Hand
hand
over
over hand them?
They're gonna the Patriots will hand over hand them, and I think that the thanks for that phrase, Tom. I think the Cobras, like you said, they're gonna figure things out as they go. Nobody knows how long that's gonna take for them to really settle into everything. But the Patriots have been around for a long time. You kind of know what they're doing, but they can do it anyways. Like everybody knows, if it's 3rd down and long or 4th down and long, the ball's going to Tupac, but he goes on iTunes and turns on Ambitions as a rider,
Right.
and catches it anyways.
I was gonna say,
So it doesn't matter, and he makes the plays when he needs to. Everybody knows about Tupac, but yeah, they'll make the plays when needed, and I'm with Syke in thinking it'll be probably the 2nd largest margin, but it's not so much a knock on the Cobras as it is it's just a compliment to Patriots just being around for a while, and they'll know how to handle themselves, and they'll come out with a convincing win, and I got them winning that game, and Tupac being your player of the game.
I was gonna say, knowing it's going to Tupac and stopping it, 2 different things.
Yep, exactly.
And with that, take us to what we believe what will be the Pulse Game of the Week, the first ever Pulse Game of the Week, will be the Saturday night game, the Yellow Jackets against the Titans. So everyone's gone first, I believe, one time. So we'll start with Tom, and we'll just work our way down the line, and we'll finish this baby out. So Game of the Week, Yellow Jackets, Titans.
I think it's gonna be a close one. As we talked before the show, getting ready to name the game of the week. It's both teams came out during the preseason and during the tournament, and came out there and played good football. Titans have been around quite, just as the Yellow Jackets. I talked about the Yellow Jackets the last time, a little while back when we were talking about the preseason. I think they're going to come out. I think we're going to see a really good game, and I don't really have much of a prediction between the two. But if I'm going to put my thoughts, I'm gonna have to go with the Yellow Jackets coming out on top with this one. They've got 2 really good seasoned quarterbacks. They've got some hands out there to catch hands over hands. You're welcome, Cam. And I think they're gonna take it away. But I don't think it's gonna be one of those runaways. It's gonna be another one of those really close scores where it's gonna be back and forth. We're gonna see it come down to 1 or 2 passes. So I guess I'll go bold and say I think the Yellow Jackets will take about just maybe 1 touchdown.
Okay. You want me to go next?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
go
just
ahead,
go
go
down there.
Okay. There's a lot you can say about this game. We could get pretty dramatic in terms of this game. Like we could go matchups. We could go. There's a lot of depth to this game. I think there's not one thing you can look at and pick this right here and underline it. And that's going to decide the game. It's not one of those kind of games. I think both of these teams are pretty even in a lot of things they like to do. I know the Yellow Jackets, with Cash and Troy and Tamed, they got playmakers, but then so the Titans, they got people that can catch really well, and both of these teams are running multiple quarterbacks at any given time. You're going to see multiple players from each team throwing the football. Good coverage. They've both been around. Both of these teams are like full of veterans everywhere. They all know the game well. They've all been playing it for a really long time, and they're all good. A lot of these players, many other teams would love to just, if you could say, here, pick one player off of either team, like they'd be ecstatic, They would love to have most of these players. They're very, very talented, both teams, both sides. If I had to pick a team, it'll be the Titans. I think they'll win, and not by a lot at all. But it's simply because I like the way they run their pass defense. They're very smart in their coverage, and you only get about a split second. You know, me being a quarterback and playing against them quite a bit now, quite a few times. When you play against the Titans, you only have a small window to throw against them at any given time. They're not going to destroy you with their pass rush, but they're going to beat you with their coverage. And I think the Yellow Jackets are the opposite of that. I think the Yellow Jackets will beat you with their pass rush. And in order to beat the Yellow Jackets defense, you have to avoid first, throw second. Whereas the Titans, you have to be really smart, make the right decisions, and you have about a second or two of a window to hit a little hole in the secondary and complete passes. And I think that game plan against the Yellow Jackets is a lot more secure than the Yellow Jackets game plan against the Titans. If you ask me, I think the Titans will win by a touchdown or two, if that. But I think they have it by a little bit. But it'll be a really, really good game. This is a really good game of the week for week 1, and for anybody that hasn't had a chance to watch SL football, or you don't really know what it's about, watch this game and you'll know what it's about, because it's going to be really good. It's going to be really close, and you're going to see a lot of runs, a lot of big runs. Both of these teams know how to run. You're going to see a lot of great catches, great defense all around. If you've never watched before, just tune in and watch that game, because it's going to be really, really good, and it's a perfect week 1 matchup for game of the week.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. No, I agree. You know, whenever we sat back and we said, what's going to be the game of the week? This one was, I mean, we read through the list. It took us, 3 seconds, maybe, to decide which game was going to be game of the week. And exactly, you know, what Cam said. I mean, this game is a game played by 2 complete, just veteran teams who know what they do. They have particular styles. Heck, we know the Titans and their wall that they're able to form and their ability to run. They have 2 really good quarterbacks. Not Cobras. The Yellow Jackets are the same. You know, they have 2 really good quarterbacks. I think it's gonna come down. It's coming down to a lot of things, but I think the big key is going to be turnovers in this game. Which defense is able to make that play? You know, from playing against these teams, these quarterbacks have faith in their receivers, and they're going to put the ball where either, you know, somebody has to make the play. You know, it's got to be that receiver or that defender, and you know, both defenses are going to have tight coverage, and you're not going to see people running wide open. There's a little bit more misdirection, I think, with the Titans offense. They'll do some handoffs, and then you'll bite up on that run, and man, then they'll drop right back and dump it over your head, and then hey, that's a 60-something yard touchdown. You know, not only is there 2 guys, but there's 3 guys, because Ryden will even throw from the running back position. So the Titans can hand the ball off to anybody on their team, and they pride themselves on that, from having talked to them, you know, speaking with Rayon and stuff. When you go to the Titans, kind of need to do a little bit of it all. So whenever they hand somebody the ball, if they tell them to throw it, you know, they expect them to be able to make the play. I think we're going to see big plays. We're going to see gutsy play calls. We're going to see, you know, just players stepping up to make just incredible plays. And like Cam said, if you haven't ever seen a game, this is the one that you're going to want to see. This is the one that you're going to want to watch, because you're going to see 2 high caliber teams just going at it, and you know, really setting the tone, I believe, for how competitive of a season, you know, overall, I think we're in for. I do think that the Titans come away with the win by about a touchdown, not much more than that. And I think it's going to be a great game. And I mean, I'm talking like Titans have the ball at the end of the game. And I'm going to tell you, from having played the Titans for as long as I have, even if the Titans get down, it's not over. Because
I don't want to break your heart and talk about that game.
I was on the Saints, and the Titans love this game, and the players who are on the Saints hate this game. Well, we had a nice little lead. You know, we were ready to head on into the championship game. We were just packing it up, and man, they just started heaving that ball and making the plays that they needed to. And you know, if you don't have that killer instinct against the Titans, they do have it, and they will come back So I'm really looking forward, and it might come down to who has the ball last. But I believe turnovers is going to play a huge key because both teams will give you opportunities for takeaways, but they have the receivers to make those catches to prevent those takeaways. So it's going to be which defense is able to step up and make that play when it's that time. But I do believe Titans come away by about 7 points, and it won't be decided until late on in the game. All right, Syke, your thoughts?
Yeah, I was in TeamSpeak with some friends of mine on that game that you're talking about, and we were just like, we were yelling, couldn't believe it. It's just like, wow, are we really watching this?
So were we. So were we.
Understood, man. Understood. No, I've scrimmed both these teams this week. I say the Panthers have. And I don't want to give away anything like technical wise if they were working on something for the game, so I'll try to respect that. But I'll just say based on what I see, I'm going to go ahead and predict the, let's see. I'm going to go Yellow Jackets. I just feel like from start to finish what we've seen that they are a little ahead right now. And I'm thinking 7. Well, no, maybe not even 7. 3 to 10 points anywhere would be my prediction. For the margin of victory. But yeah, I mean they're both there, and we were talking about this division. Game 1 playoff implications
I was
right
about to
there.
say that.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a big one for sure.
We have, if I'm not mistaken, let me go and look at this. Yeah, 2 of the games, the Yellow Jackets and the Bills, and the Patriots and the Cobras are within their own conferences. The Packers and Panthers and the Cowboys and the Bills are against. So yeah, I mean playoff implications. Week 1, I mean ability to get that head start and getting off to a good start is very, very important. And it's a great opportunity for both of these teams, and I'm personally looking forward to that. And Tom, I want to commentate that game if nobody's on it.
I was just saying,
I'll
throw my name. I'll second with you, Matt.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have any commentators set up for these games yet, so guess what? You guys are in.
Do now.
I might have
Can
a
we
busy
do the
weekend.
3 of us in that game? I would like to hop in on that.
Oh yeah.
I'm okay with that.
That is going to be a really good game, and I too would like to be a part of that game.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna have a busy weekend here at the stadium.
Hang on, I'm gonna go back to the mushy segment. Can I sit in the middle?
Oh dear.
You
You
rub
can always sit in
lotion
the
on
middle.
my thigh.
Oh dear. I knew
I'm
that
in the
was
middle
coming.
of a dolphin sandwich. There you go.
Well, yeah,
Oh god.
just made this a lot weirder than it needed to be. But,
All right.
Oh
yeah,
god. If Leroy's listening, he just got excited.
Yeah.
Right?
But
You guys want to move to the questions?
Yeah, let's wrap up. So one thing I want to add in for these shows we're gonna do, we're gonna go to the viewers into the live stream, and we're gonna answer a couple questions that people have posted. I've got 3 good questions here on deck here. So the first question comes from Matt Map, which is a good buddy of mine. His question is, what advice do y'all have for people wanting to join the UFL but aren't quite in a position to play yet?
I would just say if you aren't able to play
pick
yet
up.
for time restraints or what have you, like Matt just said, a lot of pickups. Watch the games, learn the league, learn the teams, learn the players, make friends, not enemies, and play a lot of pickups. Just get good. A lot of people have this like vision on pickups as a waste of time, but that's how I got to know the game. That's how I learned how to play. I taught myself how to play playing pickups, and I think it's very important. Don't believe people when they say that it's a waste of your time. It's not. It's the way to get better, and do a lot of pickups, and like I said, just make friends and not enemies.
Yeah, and
learn
if you have
the teams, learn the game.
you have the right attitude, you go to a pickup, you're gonna see Cam or Tom, myself, a lot of the guys you see sitting right here. You'll see us at some of those pickups, and if you have a lot of it has to do with your attitude. Coming in, wanting to learn, willing to learn, asking questions, and there's not many people who will turn you away from teaching you or helping you or giving you pointers. You just have to be open to the criticism and eager to learn. But yeah, just ask questions, and like Cam said, make friends, not enemies, because there are people who come in and they are day 1 and they're just bad. They're just not good people to be around, and it makes it hard from that. We can all think of it.
Very well said, Matt. Very well
People
said.
there's just some.
Do you have any names you want to throw out there with that,
No,
Matt?
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, we're definitely not gonna throw out names.
No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
I'm not gonna do that.
I'm gonna echo what Matt and Cam said. Just if you don't have the time that you can actually put forth and actually be on a team, pickups is where to be. Just show up, with the thought process of wanting to learn and being open, and don't be afraid to talk. Like chit chat with everybody. During pickups, a lot of crap talk happens, but it's, for the most part, most of the time, it's just the friendly back and forth banter. Like, someone misses a pass, and that guy gets called booty or something. It's just the name of the pickup. It's nothing personal or anything like that. It's just, we're all just goofing off out there. We're all having a good time. So if you're a new player and you want to come out, just show up and have some fun. Don't take things serious. Don't take things to heart, because there's a lot of people out there that have played for a while. So just kind of show up, make friends. Just like Cam said.
And you can get involved with the league in other ways. You can start commentating. That's an easy way to make friends with the guys who you share the booth
Absolutely.
with. And reffing it too as well will give you a complete different perspective of the game, learning the rules and how the game's played, and being on that field, seeing things happen firsthand. So if you're not able to join a team to make all games or make practices, hey, be a ref, be a commentator, get around the people in this league, become a part of the family and the community here. And when you have the opportunity, you've been nice to somebody, some team will take you, or they'll at least put you on a practice squad or something to start helping you out. And there's a lot of people here who are eager to help us get new players into the league, so that's a good thing.
Absolutely. Your thoughts, Psych? Bold prediction.
Bold prediction on the helping of Matt.
Right. Well, no. I mean, y'all have nailed it as far as like coming in and getting good at getting advice. Pickups are definitely way to do it. Come to games, watch, because a lot of players, I know, like Matt, you're here at almost all of them. I like do whatever I can to get as many as I can in. Just talk around and meet people. Most of the guys in this league are amazingly nice. They want to help. They want to get you involved. So yeah, that's my shout out as far as like what to do if you're out there and don't know.
All right, cool. I think we pretty covered that question pretty good. Yeah. So
I like Dre's question with who is the sleeper team.
yeah, that was my next.
And I can
that was
answer
actually
that
the next one.
really
So,
quickly. Mine
for
is the Falcons. There you go. That's mine. Go ahead.
I think not so much anymore since we've put them in game of the week, but I would say probably before this season would be the Yellow Jackets.
I'm gonna say, and this is because a lot of activity really since the tournament. I'm gonna say the Eagles.
Okay, and not to echo with Cam, but I'm gonna agree. It's I'm gonna go with the Falcons being the sleeper team. They showed up and they played football, and it was really really exciting to see. So, all right, and on to our last question. Now I have to find it real fast.
Most improved team during
most
the preseason.
improved team. There it is.
Doran Silva. His question. Go
I'm
ahead,
glad
Zach.
you know the names, other than because I.
Oh, just from preseason, like what are the start and stop times?
Really, I guess
The whole thing.
kind of the start
go
of,
from the tournament.
of when this whole league became an idea up until the end of the tournament. Most
Okay.
improved team.
I'm gonna say what y'all have for the sleeper. For that one, I'm gonna go with the Yellow Jackets, just because I mean there's been like a stigma, I guess, with Cash's offense for a while that you pretty much thought you knew what you were getting. You'd show up. This is it. This is that. If you can do this, you'll win. If you can't, you won't. And you can throw all that away right now. They're just operating on a whole different level, and it's best I've seen them. And I started. I said it wasn't my first team. It was my second. I was playing with Cash for a while back, and this is by far the best team I've seen him with. So that's where I'm going to go with that one.
and his, I'll say, I'll give two parts. Most improved by acquisitions has been the Yellow Jackets. Most improved by players on their team have been the Falcons.
Yeah, that's fair. I like that.
That's mine. I have no more to say, guys.
Drop the mic.
Yeah.
Mike is dropped. I'm gonna have to go with the Falcons again. You know, Falcons came out during their first game of the tournament. I cannot remember the score, but it was a pretty substantial loss by the Falcons. Falcons, you know, Baldev has been building his team for quite some time now. I used to be on the Falcons as well. So seeing their performance in the tournament, and then they come up in the preseason. I said it during the game. You know, during commentating, it was like I was looking at a completely different team out there. You know, with Baldev quarterbacking, you know, he stopped dropping back as far as he was getting passes off. You know, there was a lot of receptions happening. So hands down, my choice for best improved team is gonna have to go with the Falcons. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the Falcons, like they were my sleeper team, and I think they are the most improved as far as showing up on the field, like gameplay wise, they're the most improved. But I also have a second part with the Mustangs, as far as they're all still learning, and if you know we've been working with them quite a bit, and if you look at them from day one, the first time I went in there and talked with them to now, it's completely different. I'm not saying that they're, you know, I'm not saying that they're my sleeper team. They're not going to go in and like, you know, destroy everything. But most improved to me from then to now are the Mustangs, because you know they got a couple players in there. You know, like they've gotten a lot of help. They've reached out a lot, and I respect them tremendously for doing that. There's a lot of teams that don't look for help from teams that they would consider readily available for that help. You know, like they have the skills to possess that help. And the Mustangs really reached out to people for that help, and I commend them for that. And you know, I've seen a lot of differences from the first time I helped them, and the first time the Dolphins helped them, and whoever else in the league have helped them to now. So I give props to the Mustangs. They're really working really hard. But as far as what's showing up right now on the field, it's definitely the Falcons. It's from the first time we played them field wise to now is night and day with gameplay. You know, they can get some points on the board, and they'll come up with some stops on defense. So I think gameplay wise, it's the Falcons, but the biggest steps being taken as far as preparation, it's the Mustangs. So that's my answer to that question.
I think whenever we ask that question at the end of the season, I think the Mustangs will be the answer. From where they've been to where they ultimately will be, I believe, you know,
yeah,
they'll be the answer for that. Just like you said, from seeing them grow, and like we talked about when you're new, they're a team that's very willing to listen, and they want help. You know, that they want the assistance, they want the tips, and for any new players, be that way, because I mean, we go over there numerous times a week. If not all of us, 3 or 4 of us will go over there, whether it's to talk, give individual tips, or just you know, just help them out on specific things. And it's all about the mindset, and they've come a long way and will continue to grow. So, anything else, guys? Any more questions at it?
Just gonna have to, you know, I agree with what you guys said about the Mustangs. They've come into this with a very open mind. I've helped them, Cam's helped them, we've helped them, and they have gotten significantly, you know, better. And they're open to the ideas and open to change. And I think that's one of the biggest things that teams have to be, is they have to be open. You know, they have to be open to change.
Yeah.
Props to Marlo too for taking on the quarterback position and grabbing the reins of her team in the face of some adversity, and because that's hard to do, and they're putting in work over there. So I just want to throw that out there. She might not like me. She might get in my box and hate me for saying that, but I'm just it's a tough spot to be in, and you know she's doing what she needs to do for her team right now, and I'm very, very happy to see that. And it's nice to see someone take that responsibility on themselves and act the way that an owner should.
And to her
Absolutely.
credit, yeah, and y'all have hit on this, but there aren't many owners, especially owners slash quarterbacks, that would be willing to say, guys, look, I have no idea, what I should do here or how to go about this. But to her credit, she's so willing to take in advice from people that have been there, from people that do it, that people that may have already gone through it, that I think you're seeing the results that you're talking about. Because there are a lot of people out there, probably myself included, that if I was in that spot, I'd be like, all right, this is my plan. This is the way that I want to do it. And we're going to push ahead, just be real stubborn and got to be, my way. I'm going to do it. And that's not her approach. And it's ultimately going to pay off really well for them.
100% agree. Yep.
That's well said.
Yep. Alrighty, and I think I'm gonna go ahead. We're just gonna end it with those 3 questions there. Those are the great questions, guys. Thank you guys for for posting those. Hope you guys got some good information. Hope you've been entertained. I'm always open to thoughts and comments about the show. If you guys got any ideas about the show that you'd like to see, hop in my box and talk to me and let me know. And I believe I'll kind of go back to you guys 3 real quick and just make sure there's nothing else before we kind of close up. Any closing comments, like?
No, I've just had a lot of fun doing it. Thanks for asking, and I promise I don't normally talk this weird. It's incredibly difficult hearing yourself. You start to change the way that you say a word mid-word, and it doesn't ever work that way. So anyway, enough about that. But thanks for having me. It's been a blast, and can't wait to do more of these. And absolutely, if anybody out there has some suggestions, throw them our way, because we want the show to be fun.
Absolutely, and we've got a comment here from Doran there for more Superman chairs. So Cam,
That's
we
what
might
I tried telling them, man. We need more of these. I got a big one. I can just
close up of the chair right now.
Can we cuddle buddy this thing?
No, there is.
Oh,
I think
boy.
there might be cuddle.
Oh boy.
Well, we're cuddling next week. We haven't really knocked down the date. It's either going to be Wednesdays or Thursdays, and we're also going to be building kind of a little set. This is kind of an impromptu thing right here. And hopefully, if you want to come and see the show live, ask your questions live there. That would be good as well. But we thank everyone. I thank everyone. I haven't looked at the Twitch stream. I don't know how many people we've had just kind of click in. It was a last-minute thing, but this will be done on a weekly basis. We will be picking games of the week and may even try to get some representatives from the, if someone's had a big game or stuff like that, we might pick players of the week. There's a lot of possibilities, and we look to make this really fun and something that everybody in the league looks forward to, because I look forward to getting together with you guys and just sitting down. We talk football all the time anyway, so just put it on stream and you have a show.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Absolutely. And we've been between 20 and 30 viewers
That's
the
pretty
entire
good.
show. Yeah.
Right?
That's really good,
so
actually.
Especially
thanks,
for
guys, everybody.
just kicking off, and hey, we're going to do this show now if y'all want to watch.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I had a good time. I look forward to doing it again next week, because I know we're gonna have more stuff to talk about.
We're actually gonna have games to review and go over.
I'm ready.
Maybe we can get some guest players in here, do some interviews about the games, or upcoming
that'd be
games.
awesome.
Yeah,
we're gonna expand. This thing's gonna be big.
You know what? I'm gonna throw this bug out there, Tom. Are you ready? Because you're talking about having a set built. Have one that's like resible, because how awesome would this show be if we went on location to different teams' home fields and recorded one?
I'll
That'd
feel
be
like Rich
interesting.
Eisen. I'll get my Rich Eisen outfit out.
Can we run 40s very slow?
I can.
I'll be playing Rich Eisen Simulator.
Okay.
I'll be the one running the 40.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. Well, Matt, any closing words?
Nah, I've talked more than anybody here. I'm gonna shut up. People are tired of listening to my mouth.
All right, Cam.
I don't have any closing statements. I just thank everybody for watching, and if you watch the video, I'm sure Spike you'll probably highlight it, or Tom, and post it on there.
I'll be putting it up here in a few
anybody
minutes.
Who has any feedback for us collectively, thank you very much, and thank you for watching, and hopefully you'll watch again next week.
You want to do
I'm
a cool
excited
intro
to keep this
for
going.
us or something?
I'm excited. Yeah, we should get something going. I could, we could do a lot with this.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's
Any
gonna be fun.
suggestions you guys have would be amazing. I'm excited to hear feedback on this, and I'm excited to move forward with this. This is really good
Yeah,
for us
me too.
and the league.
Yep, I agree. Alrighty, well, my closing comments are I just want to thank everybody for joining in. This was a very last minute, so to have 20 to 30 people watching this is pretty awesome. So thank everybody for joining in. Thank you, UFL staff, UFL players. Thank you guys, Cam, Matt, Syke, for hopping in and jumping on this idea with me. I believe Matt, I think you might have spearheaded this idea in the beginning. Maybe it was kind of good collaboration.
He said
so,
maybe.
Well, it was a good collaboration.
He
I had
doesn't
thoughts.
want to say that it was my idea because he's the media director, but he's kind of saying it was my idea.
Let's just say this was Matt's idea, brought to you by Tom Box.
No, brought to you by the
Presented to you
UFL.
by Cam and Cora, and
And
edited
streamed
by
to you
by
by Syke
Syke
Crocodile.
God.
That's a long outro. I don't like those credits. Let's fix that.
Right.
And it was all made to you. It was all by Crack, because we got to throw credit in.
You the real MVP, Craig.
Aw.
Or he's sitting there talking about how he's blocking somebody right now.
G-Dub.
And guys, we look forward to seeing you guys out here tomorrow. The stream will be up as long as I can get Syke to. No, wait, Syke's playing. As long as I can get Cam to stream it.
I was going to say, you'd have a first-hand view of all the drop passes tomorrow night. It's going to
Of
be
all your
great.
interceptions.
The 4
Yes.
dropped interceptions, Syke. I will be counting. If I stream, I'm going to have a little counter on the bottom right. It's going to say Syke's drops.
Oh, my
Oh,
gosh.
It's gonna...
Look,
Cam, you got to do that.
Look,
You've got to
Cam.
do it.
I'm going to put you on the spot now since you're saying that. If I do get an interception, you're doing my visor request for free. All right?
He said
Oh.
he didn't say you
Oh.
wouldn't get any. He said you dropped 4.
Yeah.
All right, so if I don't drop 4, visor's free.
Called you out there, Cam.
Brought to you by gambling.
I was by gambling.
21 plus or older.
Right? Oh, my
All
gosh.
right, guys. So we can go ahead and put a good wrap on this show.
Yeah,
Thanks
we're just
everybody
joking.
for tuning in, and big thanks to our sponsors. If you guys, any of you guys, are watching the live broadcast or you're going to watch it on YouTube, thank you. And to the players, just ready to play some football tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yep. We'll see you guys right here tomorrow at 6. Well, probably before then, probably more like 5:30. Then we're gonna do some new pregame stuff, Tom, for the games this year. Didn't you say
I
you
like
wanted
that.
to do?
I don't think it's going to happen on this one yet. Nobody's gotten with me
Wow.
about intro
Well, I'll
music,
commentate
so
it, and we'll start working on some stuff. We'll get.
Yeah,
Will
we've
there
got
be
some.
team intros and songs and such this week?
I don't think it'll be this week. No team has gotten to me, so I'll put it out. If the teams are watching right now, get with your owners. I need your info. I need your songs before. I'm gonna say about before, like, get it to me
Either
before
that
about.
or the
I think we should
freaking
do-
Panthers are coming out to freaking I'm a Barbie girl, and freaking the Packers are coming out to My Little Pony.
So wait, does this make y'all song the
We
flipper
already
theme?
chose our song, Syke.
Yeah.
We're already
Yeah, we
we're
already
ahead
got
of the
ours.
They
curve.
call
We're
him
on
a
this.
week ahead.
flipper.
Faster than lightning.
I
There
think
you
there
go.
should be- There should be commentators vocally announcing like all the players coming in. I think that would be.
Oh,
I
that'd
think
be awesome.
cool. I'd like that more than just reading it in local.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got some. There's definitely some good ideas out
We'll
there.
probably
to
be
get
talking
going,
about
so.
this, but we don't have to keep people hanging on like we're going to
Yep.
say something meaningful.
No.
All right, guys.
No,
we're
that
gonna
boat
close
sailed
down-
about
Close
30
down the
minutes.
show.
Quarter
we could talk
to.
about this for
Nothing
another
meaningful
hour.
this whole time, Matt. What are you talking about?
None of this matters.
This was all opinions that
Right.
people aren't going to like anyways. So
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah,
Syke.
I'm sure glad I
That's
didn't
if
say
you're the
anything
if you're the
controversial.
Bills or whatever, the Patriots, because Syke's like, you're gonna win by 1,000. You know?
he said that. Those exact words.
Oh,
Right.
that
Win by
quote.
a
I
1,000.
did
That was his
1,000.
Oh dear. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for tuning in. Hope you guys have a great night. We will see you, as Matt said, right tomorrow night for the game 1 of the UFL season 1.
That was very hip of you,
And
Tom.
yep, thanks, man. So thanks for watching. This is the
Swag.
Pulse, and have a good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night.